In the world of football, few names shine as brightly as Kylian Mbappé, a World Cup champion, a global icon, a future legend. But behind the blinding speed, the goals, the trophies, lies a story of pressure, sacrifice, and a boy who never stopped dreaming. This is the emotional journey of Kylian Mbappé, a story of struggle, heartbreak, and unbelievable success. Part 1. Humble Beginnings. Kylian was born in Bondy, a rough suburb of Paris, a place more known for poverty and unrest than for producing superstars. His father was his coach. His mother, a former handball player, his biggest supporter. They saw something early on, a spark, a purpose, a fire in the eyes of their little boy. But talent wasn't enough. Growing up in Bondy meant dodging distractions, avoiding trouble, and staying focused in a world that didn't hand out second chances. At just 6 years old, Kylian was already drawing crowds at local games. Not just because he was good, but because he played like he belonged in another universe. But even then, the pressure was building. Part 2. The weight of expectation. By the time he was 13, Mbappé had already been on the radar of Europe's biggest clubs. Real Madrid, Chelsea, PSG. Imagine that. 13 years old, and the world already expected you to be the next Thierry Henry, the next Pelé. But what they didn't see were the long nights, the missed birthdays, the isolation, the exhaustion. While his classmates were going to parties, Kylian was training. While they were relaxing, he was running drills in the cold, in the rain, again and again and again. He was giving up a childhood for a dream that might never come true. And in those moments, far from the spotlight, the boy with the world on his shoulders kept going. Part 3. Rise to stardom, but not without pain. At just 17 years old, he made his professional debut with AS Monaco. And then, he exploded. In 2017, he helped Monaco win Ligue 1 and reach the Champions League semifinals. The world stood still. A teenager had taken over Europe. But what people didn't see was the pressure behind the smile. The expectations, the media, the comparisons. Every game became a test. Every mistake, a headline. And yet, he rose. He didn't just meet the expectations. He shattered them. Then came the World Cup. Russia, 2018. At just 19 years old, Mbappé became a global phenomenon. He scored for goals. He outpaced defenders like they were standing still. He lifted the World Cup, France's youngest hero since Pelé. But in the quiet moments after the celebrations, he still felt like a kid trying to prove he belonged. Part 4. The burn of failure. Not every moment has been glorious. In the Euro 2020 tournament, he missed the decisive penalty that knocked France out. The critics were brutal. The fans turned. Suddenly, the boy wonder was the villain. He faced racism, death threats, the kind of hatred number 22-year-old should ever endure. And still, he stood tall. He apologized. He took responsibility. He kept training. Because Mbappé doesn't just play with his feet. He plays with his heart. And that heart refuses to give up. Part 5. A man of purpose. More than just a footballer, Kylian has used his platform to give back. He donates millions to charities, helps disadvantaged children, and speaks out against injustice. In interviews, he says, "I never forget where I came from. Bondy made me." For all the success, the Ballon d'Or nominations, the PSG stardom, the record-breaking transfers, he remains grounded. Because Kylian Mbappé is not just chasing greatness. He's carrying a generation with him. From the streets of Bondy to the biggest stadiums in the world, Mbappé's story reminds us, success doesn't come without struggle. Dreams demand sacrifice, and even the brightest stars come from the darkest nights. Kylian Mbappé is more than a footballer. He is hope. He is resilience. He is proof that even when the world doubts you, you rise. If you felt this story, give it a like. And if you believe in chasing dreams, no matter the cost, subscribe, because we all have a bit of Mbappé in us.